I hope you had a good weekend, watched a little tennis, had a few naps, something to eat. Sounds like heaven. If you were, however, a Queensland politician, there wouldn't have been much of a rest for you. It was incredible to watch on the weekend. It was like a Western with the Cowboys and the Indians, and the Cowboys had all the guns, and you think they're going to clean up the Indians, but the Indians pull out a bazooka and a flamethrower from behind a rock, and then they take out the Cowboys. Sitting here on Friday, there was no hope of Labor taking power. This is what the belief was. It was thought that Premier Campbell Newman was up against it. He would probably lose his seat, but the party would win the main game and they'd be looking to elect a new leader, therefore a new premier. But it didn't happen that way. It was a massacre. And then had everyone watching Tony Abbott make his speech at the National Press Club today. It was supposed to be one that would make him or break him, and a few other cliches. And the expectation was that he needed to really pull something out today or it would be over. And if he fumbled around, he'd probably lose the lodge by the end of the day. But neither happened. The speech just seemed to flop out and land on the lectern. It didn't do any damage, but it didn't really inspire either. Here's a bit for you.
You elected us. You elected me to set Australia up for the long term. You elected us to be an adult government focused on you, not on ourselves. I accept that I probably overdid it on awards, and that's why, as of today, I make it crystal clear that all awards in the Order of Australia will be wholly and solely the province of the Council of the Order of Australia. So I have listened, I have learned, I have acted, and those particular captain's picks, which people have found difficult, have been reversed. And the results? Waste down, boats stopped, carbon tax gone, and roads well and truly underway. I trust my colleagues above all else to want to do the right thing by themselves, by our party, by the government, and by the country. And the last thing any of them would want to do is to make a difficult situation worse.
Well, there you go. It could have been a great opportunity, the whole thing. The Prime Minister could have he had the whole country watching. He could have lifted hearts and captured minds. Something more was needed. But maybe that's what the team is worried about, that he's actually not able to do it when needed. He actually is incapable of lifting like that. I mean, is that what they're thinking? He simply goes through the list, the stop the boats and the economy under control and the roll back the carbon tax. And look, those things have been important to voters, but they knew the list. They'd seen it before. He wasn't able to inspire today. The speech didn't do much for him. He is still in a pile of trouble, and Turnbull and Bishop look better with every hour that goes by. But the Queensland, if you look at what happened in Queensland on the weekend and go back a few more weeks than that to Victoria, it shows that the rules are gone. Governments can go after one term, and we are swinging like we never have before. So try this on for size. Have a look at this as a little history lesson in Australian and world politics. Last election, a few years ago in Queensland, it was the biggest swing in the history of democratic elections across the entire world, and it swung over to Campbell Newman and the LNP. Then on Saturday, the biggest swing in Australian political history, back to the other way, to the Labor Party. Just a few years, record-breaking swings one way and the other. Look, maybe it's Queensland, as you never really can get inside that head, but you get the feeling that the rule book has been thrown out. The old thinking just does not apply anymore. And the people in the Liberal Party who want to flick Tony Abbott, and even the ones who want to keep Tony Abbott, will be thinking the same thing. Chuck out the rule book.